Imagine a man trying to shame you in public. His voice is louder than yours. His posture is aggressive. His words are designed to embarrass you, not to communicate. He isn't speaking to you. He's performing for the audience, and what he wants is simple. He wants you to react. Because the moment you react emotionally, you lose position. Most men fail right here. They defend themselves. They explain. They justify. They raise their voice. They try to prove something. And the instant they do that, they accept the frame of the attacker. This video is not about comebacks. It's not about being witty. It's not about winning arguments. This video is about understanding shame through primal psychology. Because once you understand what shame really is, you realize something uncomfortable. Shame only works on men who don't control their internal state, and the men who master that become untouchable. Shame is not just an insult. Shame is a social weapon. In primal terms, shame is an attempt to lower your status inside a group hierarchy. It evolved long before modern manners, long before social media, long before office politics. In tribal environments, a man who lost status lost access. Access to resources, access to protection, access to opportunities, access to women, access to leadership. So shame wasn't designed to hurt feelings. It was designed to move you down the hierarchy. And once you see that, you stop taking it personally. You start seeing the mechanics. Here is the first rule of primal psychology. Shame is almost always an upward attack. A man does not shame someone he truly sees beneath him. He ignores him. He dismisses him. He forgets him. Shame is used when someone feels threatened, and he cannot dominate directly. So when someone tries to shame you, the hidden message is this: you matter in his world. You threaten his position. You threaten his image. You threaten his control. That's why he needs the audience. Because shame is a group tool. It needs witnesses. He's trying to recruit the crowd to pressure you. He's trying to turn social energy against you, and you need to understand what he's really chasing. He's chasing frame control. Frame is the invisible rule book of the interaction. Who is right? Who is wrong? Who is strong? Who is weak? Who is calm? Who is unstable? The man who controls the frame controls the outcome, even if he loses the words. Now look at what most men do. They try to clear it up. They try to explain themselves. They try to prove they're not what was implied. That instinct is normal, but it's also predictable. And predictability is what shame feeds on. Because the moment you defend yourself, you accept the attacker's frame. You just told the room, without words, that his accusation deserves a response. You just told the room, without words, that he has access to your inner world. That is why reacting makes you lose. The primal brain reads emotional reactions as submission. If I can make you angry, I can move you. If I can make you defensive, I can steer you. If I can make you explain, I can drag you. This is why shaming is rarely about truth. It's about control. Think about animals for a second. The dominant animal does not squeal when challenged. He does not flinch. He does not rush to prove. He holds his ground. He stays still. He observes. In primal psychology, stillness is status. The animal that panics is the animal that gets chased. Humans are not different. We just dress it up with words. When someone tries to shame you, he's offering you chaos. He wants you inside that chaos. Because once you're emotional, he's no longer the insecure one. You are. So let's name the shame trap. There are 3 common reactions shame is trying to force out of you. Reaction 1 is defense. You say that's not true. You list reasons. You give context. You try to sound reasonable. But defense accepts the accusation as valid enough to debate. Reaction 2 is emotional counterattack. You insult back. You raise your voice. You try to hurt him. But emotional counterattack reveals loss of control. It makes you look unstable. Reaction 3 is withdrawal. You go quiet in embarrassment. You look away. You shrink. You leave. Withdrawal confirms weakness. The attacker doesn't care which one you choose. Any of the 3 gives him leverage, because any of the 3 puts him in your nervous system. So the goal is not to choose the best reaction. The goal is to refuse the trap. And this is where primal psychology becomes practical. The most powerful move against shame is not a phrase. It is emotional non-participation. It is calm. It is stillness. It is silence used correctly. Silence does not mean you have nothing to say. Silence means you are not giving him what he came for. Silence denies him feedback. He wants a spark. You give him a blank wall, and something changes when you do that. The audience starts watching him instead of you, because his behavior needs fuel. And you removed the fuel. Now his aggression looks unbalanced. He is investing energy. You are not. Energy imbalance signals lower status. That is why the loudest man in the room is often the weakest. He is paying a cost to maintain an image. You do not pay that cost. You become expensive to manipulate. This is the stillness principle. Primal dominance is built on stillness. Dominant men move less. They speak less. They gesture less. They explain less. They let other people do the emotional labor. Now I need to be clear. Silence is not the same as freezing. Freezing is fear. Silence is choice. When you choose silence, you remain present. Your posture stays open. Your eyes stay calm. Your breathing stays slow. You are not escaping. You are holding ground. And the attacker feels it, because now he's the one exposed. He is yelling into nothing, and nothing is terrifying when you're performing. Now let's talk about what to do in real situations, because you're going to face different kinds of shame. Some shame attacks are direct. Some are subtle. Some are disguised as jokes. So we're going to break this down into 4 scenarios. Scenario 1 is public confrontation. A man calls you out. He insults you in front of others. He raises his voice. He wants a scene. In this scenario, your objective is not to win an argument. Your objective is to look unmovable. You do that with 3 things. First, you do not change your face. No smirk, no rage, no wounded look. Second, you do not rush your response. You let time pass. Time is power. Time shows you are not pressured. Third, you keep your words minimal. 1 sentence, neutral tone, no explanation. Something like, "I'm not doing this," or "That's your opinion," or "We're done here." Short, clean, final. Scenario 2 is the shaming joke. A man makes a joke at your expense. He wants the crowd to laugh. He wants you to play along. or he wants you to explode so he can call you sensitive. This one destroys men because it's slippery. If you defend, you look insecure. If you explode, you look unstable. If you laugh too hard, you accept lower status. So what do? You stop. You look at him. You let the silence stretch. Then you say something simple. Repeat that. Or, what do you mean? Or explain it. You don't get angry. You get curious. Now he has to own the joke, and most shaming jokes die in the light. Scenario 3 is moral shaming. They accuse you of being selfish, cold, uncaring, arrogant, a problem. This targets your need to be seen as good. And men addicted to being seen as good are easy to control. So you do not over-explain your character. You state your boundary. I'm comfortable with my decision. That's not for me. I'm not interested. No moral debate. Scenario 4 is intimate shaming. A partner, a friend, a family member, someone close. They say things designed to hit old wounds. You do not negotiate your identity under pressure. You step out of the moment. We'll talk when this is calm. I'm not doing this conversation like this. I'm leaving, and you follow through. Because shaming stops with consequences, not words. Now here is the deeper truth. Shame works because men want approval. They want to be understood. They want to be seen as good. They want to correct misjudgments. That need is a leash. Break the leash. You don't need to be understood by unstable people. You don't need approval from insecure people. You don't need to prove yourself to performers. You need internal order. Now let's talk about the body. Because shame enters through the nervous system. Slow your breathing. Ground your posture. Relax your jaw. Keep your hands still. Still hands matter. Presence is power. People are drawn to certainty, not truth. So your job is to look stable, not correct. Now let's end this clearly. You destroy the attempt, not the person. You destroy shame by refusing emotional access, by refusing the frame, by imposing consequences when needed. Shame dies when it cannot land, and the man who cannot be shamed cannot be controlled, because he is free. Free from approval, free from pressure, free from manipulation. That is primal dominance. That is primal psychology.